On a sunny morning, a chilly wind whistled through the treetops of the forest, making the leaves dance in the air. This signaled the arrival of the cold winter. Little dear Bambi gradually noticed the world around him changing slowly. Before the cold winter arrived, he had always lived worry-free, thinking that food was never a problem. He used to believe he could always wear his smooth, beautiful, and shiny red coat, roaming around and playing everywhere. However, everything was quietly changing now. It seemed like the most challenging time of the year was approaching. The ground was covered with a thick layer of golden leaves, and the rainy season had begun, with rain falling day and night. Bambi always felt damp all over, very uncomfortable. But to fill his belly, he still had to venture out in the damp and cold rain to find food. The biting north wind howled fiercely, and Bambi experienced the power of the raging wind for the first time. Even his thick deer hide couldn't resist the cold. The bare trees swayed in the north wind, and the sound of leaves falling to the ground was like children softly crying. The grass on the ground also withered and turned yellow in the wind. At this point, Bambi could hardly sleep peacefully. The green barriers around his home had gradually lost their color with the arrival of winter. He had to be vigilant at all times, fearing an attack from the danger. One day, the sky was gloomy, and heavy clouds gathered, making it hard to breathe. Bambi felt a heavy heart, not in the mood to do anything, just wanting to lie down at home. Just when he felt bored, white snowflakes began to drift down from the sky. Bambi had never seen snow before and was amazed by its sudden beauty. The snowflakes grew bigger, and soon the entire forest was covered in a white blanket, a silver world. Excitedly, Bambi jumped around on the snowy ground. It was his first time seeing snow. But soon, Bambi's enthusiasm for snow diminished because he realized finding food in this snowy landscape was even more challenging. Bambi had to exert great effort to scrape away the snow to find a small piece of withered grass. What troubled him even more was that as the snow melted, it would freeze into ice overnight. Thin ice was easy to break, and the sharp shards often cut their hooves, making walking a big problem. Now, every time Bambi went out to find food, he had to be very careful. He didn't want his hooves to be cut by the thin ice, adding more trouble to the already difficult winter life. Look, little Gobbo's hooves were already cut by the thin ice, and he couldn't even walk. Each step was painful for him. Bambi didn't understand why Gobbo was always so delicate, getting startled by little things, not strong at all. In everyone's eyes, Gobbo was just a useless kid. However, the only good thing about winter was that friends could often gather together to chat. Aunt Ina often brought Gobbo and Philin to visit Bambi. At the same time, a little female deer named Marina and an old doe named Etra often joined in. Marina and Philin became good friends in no time. They often hid to the side to whisper. Old doe Etra was gentle and talkative, and chatting with her was a delightful experience. She had the talent to make everyone burst into laughter. What made Bambi most happy was that the princes often came to visit them, even sitting down and to chat together. One of the princes was named Lano. He had a lump on his left leg, so he walked with a limp, quite comical. Behind his back, everyone called him Limping Prince. He often asked Bambi, "Can you tell I walk with a limp?" To reassure him, Bambi would always answer, "No, not at all." Such an answer made Lano very happy, and he would then happily share many interesting stories with Bambi. Sometimes he would recount his perilous experiences. "Little dear, do you know, That time I almost lost my life. Truly a narrow escape. Every time he talked about his experiences, Lano's face would show a proud expression. Bambi would say, "That sounds so thrilling." He thought that, although Lano limped a bit, he was a true brave hero. In his heart, he secretly vowed to be as brave as Lano when he grew up. Of course, when they gathered, the most discussed topic was danger. Everyone thought he was very scary, and anyone who saw him would feel terrified. What puzzled the deer was that Danger walked on only 2 legs. Moreover, the third hand of Danger, the thing called a gun, became a frequent topic of discussion. But as soon as guns were mentioned, everyone turned pale, afraid even to breathe. One prince who had seen the third hand of Danger said, "His third hand looks like a very long stick, but this stick can shoot out things like fireballs." "Yes, my leg was shot by that third hand," Prince Lano said. Prince Carlos said, "My friend Crow is very well informed. When he looks down from a tree, he can see Danger often hiding behind trees, spying on the forest." Everyone was listening attentively. Carlos continued, "What's even more amazing is that my friend Crow can tell when Danger is most powerful." At this point, everyone perked up their ears. Bambi couldn't help but exclaim loudly, "Tell us quickly." "Crow told me that Danger is most powerful when he has the third hand. Without it, he's not scary at all," Carlos said seriously. "Catchy." Old Doetra couldn't help but burst into laughter. "Haha, your friend is really silly. Doesn't he know that Danger has always been scary?" Prince Carlos looked at the laughing Atra and sighed, saying, "Why does Danger chase after us?" Little female deer Marina, with her gentle voice, said softly, "I think there will be a day when they will live in peace with us. When they become kind and friendly, deer and humans will become friends." That's a fairy tale. I dare not hope for that day. I just hope they stay in their own place, and we can live peacefully. Old Doetra shrugged. However, on the night of that day, all the deer, including the doe who teased Marina, dreamed that humans and deer had truly become friends. Everyone was happily playing together. How happy that was. But such a small wish was hard to come true.